Listen, guys, I've seen the future. I know what's going to happen. These are 10 title fights that are guaranteed to happen in 2025 in the UFC. Um, we can talk about how Islam's fighting Sarukian, but I'm not going to put that because I already know that fight's already been announced for Los Angeles in January. But I'm going to look at other fights that I know is going to happen in 2025, right? So first off, let's talk about John Jones. John Jones just beat the fuck out of Stipe Miocic. Miocic looked old. John Jones didn't look that great either, honestly, in my opinion. He didn't look that great. He looked slow. But he was dynamic as always, and he won. His ground and pound looked good, but he looked slow, but not as slow as Stipe. Maybe Stipe made him look a little bit slower, but we have to be putting him first, right? We have to put him first. And who's he going to be fighting? Alex Pereira, Aspinall. It's going to be Aspinall, guys. He wants more money. He's trolling the MMA community. He's going to fight him. He's going to fight him. He's saying he wants more money, obviously, because he knows, Dana White knows, and the MMA community knows that this is going to be the biggest UFC heavyweight fight ever. Dana White said it. Dana White said this is going to be bigger than any Brock Lesnar fight that's ever happened, even against Shane Carwin or Frank Mir. And John Jones is going to fight Tom Aspinall. I say John Jones will probably be an underdog, probably like plus 105, plus 110. But I think he needs to fight him in August or July in that Utah card because you need to have an edge. John Jones trains in New Mexico, which has really high altitude, right? It's like 5,000 feet above sea level. So you need to have an advantage if you're John Jones. And Tom Aspinall's a fast starter. So John Jones, maybe if you wait out the first round, maybe wait out the first 2 rounds, get Aspinall in deep waters that he's not used to seeing, and then you beat him. You show your dominance, show why you're the GOAT, right? So that's what I would do. So I'm gonna have him fight Aspinall. He's gonna fight Aspinall. Let's see, Aspinall right there. And I think it should be in August in Utah. I think that's enough time for John Jones. Maybe Aspinall will fight in the meantime, but I don't think so. So next, you just do. Let's do Islam Makhachev. He's already fighting. I think he's gonna beat Arman Sarukian. I think he's going to beat him. I think he's just better. I think his striking's better. I think Arman Sarukian's boxing isn't that good. I know he's been working on it, but I don't think it's that good because if you watch that Gamrot fight, Gamrot was kind of piecing him up, and Gamrot has no striking. So next, we're going to do an Islam, and he's going to be fighting Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira already said that he wanted to make this fight happen. He was supposed to fight. He got injured um, earlier this year. Right? He got injured, and or was it last year? It was last year. It was Volkanovski. He got injured. So this fight was already supposed to happen. So let's do Islam versus Charles 2. Maybe you do this in Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia. Um, yeah, I mean, Charles beat the fuck out of Michael Chandler and he stopped him, even though Michael Chandler was cheating the whole damn time. But he didn't stop him, but he should have stopped him. Michael Chandler was cheating the whole time. And Charles Oliveira looked good in that fight. He looked really good. I heard he had a ruptured knee, so he needs time off. He needs maybe 6 to 7 months off, right? So that's fair to put it. Next, let's go to Ilya Taporia. Ilya Taporia, he's going to be fighting this year. But when he's going to be fighting this year? So Islam and Charles, you obviously have to make that fight um, probably in August after Ramadan. Ramadan starts early this year. So you're going to do this fight probably in August or October in the Abu Dhabi card in October, possibly. Right. So you give Charles Oliveira 10 months, 8 months, 9 months off. Right. And then next you got Ilya Taporia. Ilya Taporia, he's going to be fighting. He's going to be fighting the winner of Volk versus Diego Lopez. And I think it should be Diego Lopez. I know Volk's probably going to be favored in this matchup, but Diego Lopez, this fight could happen either in the beginning of the year or at the end of the year, right? It can it can happen in in May, June, or it could be happening in December because it depends if Diego beats Volkanovski. Because I think regardless, he should be next. I know Movsar Evloev is fighting Aljamain Sterling. I think that fight's still going on, but that's where I would put this fight. I think this fight has to happen at the end of this by the end of 2025. Ilya Taporia will be favored, obviously. He probably will knock him out. Diego Lopez is really fast starter, and Volk has issues with his chin right now, right? I mean, if you watched Volkanovski, this is a reason why I took Ilya Taporia over Volkanovski. If If you watch Volkanovski, he gets wobbled by Max. He got wobbled by Chad Mendes. He gets wobbled by Jose Aldo. Like he's getting wobbled constantly, right? And when you go against Ilia Topuria, the guy is a sniper. He's a sniper in boxing range, which is like you don't see a lot. You usually see the Israel Adesanya's, the Conor McGregors that are not really in boxing range and sniping from afar, but he's a sniper in the pocket, and that's amazing to see. So next, I think we have to put, where is it at? We're doing Pereira. We have to do Pereira. Pereira's going to be fighting, obviously, Ankalaev. I mean, this is a no-doubter. This is a no-doubter, right? You have to make this fight if you're the UFC. You can't duck Pereira from every wrestler. Ankalaev, he looked good versus Rockets. He didn't shoot a single takedown, but he's going to shoot a takedown versus Alex Pereira, let's be honest. But this is the fight you need to make. Pereira, I mean, his jiu-jitsu is good. I mean, I don't think he's going to get subbed. I mean, Jan Blachowicz had his back for a whole round in Utah like 2 years ago and didn't sub him. So Magomed shouldn't submit him. He's not really a submission threat. More of a crotch sniffer when he turns full Dagestani, right? So that's the next fight. Pereira will probably be an underdog, maybe like plus 140 or plus 150, I think. Next, we're going to have to do Merab. Merab is going to be fighting. Merab's going to be fighting against Umar Nurmagomedov. I think that's already like written in stone, right? And that's a fair fight. I think Umar will be favored, maybe like minus 160 in this fight. This is a good fight because Umar, I mean, he versus Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen has a problem. His problem is that he doesn't believe in himself. He doesn't believe that he's a winner. He needs to make every fight close, either versus TJ Dillashaw. I know he beat Marlon Vera easily, but against all these guys, like you should be destroying TJ Dillashaw. Like TJ Dillashaw was old at the time. His chin was a little deteriorated. Like you should be killing him, and he wasn't. And Umar, Corey Sandhagen was keeping that fight close. Umar was looking good, and then he secured some takedowns late in that fight. And he looked good, but Merab with that constant pressure, I mean, how are you going to beat that? I mean, unless Umar can take him down and hold him down, that's the only way I can see it. But I don't think he's even going to shoot. I mean, I wouldn't shoot on Merab. I wouldn't shoot on Merab. So next, I'll probably say, yeah, Umar minus 160, but I'll probably take Merab in that fight, honestly, in my opinion. Next, we have to do Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena has to fight, right? I mean, she absolutely robbed Raquel Pennington. I know I don't like using the robbery word, but that was absolute blasphemous. That was an awful, awful, awful scorecard. I had Raquel Pennington for like $5,000. I was sick to my fucking stomach watching it. So we have Juliana Pena. She's going to be fighting Kayla Harrison. And Kayla Harrison did not look great against Caitlin Vieira, but this is the fight to make. This is the fight to make. I think you make this fight maybe you make it in July or May. Maybe you can have it headline a shitty card, but in Canada, possibly, if they're going back to Canada soon. But, I mean, where would they fight? I mean, they're not that, maybe a co-main event of a good card. I don't even know. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The UFC doesn't like to do 3 title fights anymore, I realized. I don't remember the last one. Maybe the last one was it COVID? Fight Island? I think that was the last one. Yeah, they don't like to do that as much. So next we're gonna do Dricus Du Plessis. Dricus Du Plessis is gonna be fighting. I don't think they're gonna get that Africa destination spot figured out yet. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen yet. Am I even? I don't know if I'm even. Is that even? That's even. So I don't know if that's gonna happen yet, right? I don't know if it's gonna happen yet. And Dricus, he's a wild man, dude. The guy, is he a good fighter? I don't know, but he wins. He's a winner, and that's what you can say. The guy is strong as shit, and he's a winner. And technique goes out the door, I guess, if you just want to win that bad. And it looks like it does for him. So Dricus, he's gonna be fighting Hamzat. I'm sorry, Sean Strickland. I think you have to make the Hamzat fight. Maybe you do this because I don't know if Hamzat can come to the United States. I think he said there was no issue, but him being closely regarded with the Chechnyan leader, what's his name, Kadyrov, that I don't know if he's allowed to be in the United States. But Hamzat, you should be fighting. Maybe you do this in Australia um or in Saudi Arabia or Abu Dhabi, and you have Hamzat fighting in that card, right? So next, who else is next? You do you have to do I probably would have Kayla Harrison favored, obviously over Juliana Pena, maybe like minus 200, minus 250. She should submit her easily. Um, don't if you Juliana Pena fans are saying why would she submit her easily? Juliana Pena's good on the ground. She's not good on the ground, man. She's decent on the ground. Kayla Harrison's way stronger, way more athletic, better. Like just stop. She's gonna get her back, flatten her out, pound her out, or freaking submit her. So Hamzat is probably gonna be like a minus 250, minus 300 favorite. Let's just be honest. He's probably gonna take him down in the first round and maul him. And that's probably what's gonna happen. I mean, that sucks to say to DDP because I actually like DDP. I bet on DDP every single fight. I bet on DDP since he came to the UFC. When he fought Marcus Perez, I bet on him. When he fought Trevin Giles, I bet on him. When he fought Brad Tavares, I bet on him. Derek Brunson, Till. I had a lot of money on him versus Till, and I like Dricus. He's a great guy, right? He's funny. He's a good trash talker, but I think he met his match with Count Hamzat in this fight, and that's what I think it is. So next we have Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad, he's hurt. He has a hurt toe. He's gonna be fighting Shavkat, right? He's gonna be fighting Shavkat. I think that's no secret. He was supposed to fight him in December, but he pulled out because he has something wrong with his toe, right? A toe injury. So this is the fight to make. I don't know what to make of Shavkat, honestly. I see a lot of holes in his game. I'm not Kevin Lee, but I see a lot of holes in his game, right? So I see Shavkat, he could possibly starch him, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Bilal's he's weird on the feet. He has weird defense, right? It's hard to hit him for some reason. It's hard to hit him. And his cardio, he pushes. So it's gonna be a good fight. I say probably Shavkat minus like 190, minus 200. Yeah, maybe like minus 160. It's gonna be I think under minus 200. Next, we do this fight in March, maybe. Like, why does he said, I think Bilal said 6 to 7 weeks. So you probably do it in March. Next you have Weili. Weili's gonna be fighting soon. She's been taking a long time off. She fought Yan Xiaonan, right? This last fight in July or no, March. I was at that fight, UFC 300. I was there. She is gonna be fighting Virna Jandiroba. Tatiana Suarez should be here, but she's injured every single time, and you can't trust her. You cannot trust her. So I think Virna Jandiroba, she's gonna be fighting her. Virna Jandiroba has good BJJ, so Weili would like to use her striking in here and her counter wrestling, right? Her anti wrestling, sprawl and brawl approach. And Virna, she's amazing on the ground. So I think this is fair. I think this is a fair matchup. I think that Virna will probably be like a plus 200 dog in this matchup. And yeah, plus 200 dog, plus 250 maybe. Weili's a good fighter. We want to see Weili go up, but she might be too small because Shevchenko just dog walked Grasso, right? Alexa Grasso. And she showed that she was levels above her on the ground. And that's just what it was. And she's going to be fighting Manon Fiorot. Manon Fiorot, I don't know if she's an actual female, but she's a good fighter. And that's all that matters. She's a good fighter. And she's going to win. She's probably going to win, honestly. I could see her stuffing all the takedowns and winning a kickboxing match. She's a good fighter. So I think Valentina's going to win. I want to see more fights than this, though, obviously. These are the 10 matches I think are guaranteed to happen. But I want to see Islam versus Ilya. Like after this, if Charles doesn't work out, I want to see Islam versus Ilya. I want to see a Pereira Aspinall matchup, but I don't think that's happening either. Right? I think Aspinall is probably going to fight. If he doesn't fight John Jones, he's fighting like Jelton Almeida or something. Because like who else is he going to fight? Like Shamil Gaziev? Stop. Next, we could go Bilal Muhammad Islam, but I don't know if they're gonna fight. I think Islam said he doesn't care, but Bilal's like, no, we're training partners, this and that. But I don't know. Dricus Strickland obviously is there. So there's a lot of matches that are still being made. Maybe Umar versus Sean O'Malley if Umar takes the belt off Marab in the first 2 quarters of the year, right? And maybe you can do that at the end of the year. Sean O'Malley versus Umar. But I think Sean O'Malley is going to be fighting like Jose Aldo or something, or yeah, one of those fights. But anyways, guys, yeah, these are top 10 matchups to make. Or top 10 title fights that are guaranteed to happen. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, please. I have like 170 subscribers. I want to get to at least 500 by the end of the year, right? So please like and subscribe. I never asked to like and subscribe because I'm a fucking idiot and a fucking retard. So please like and subscribe.